and Collaboration Media family. Adjust your viewing device. Turn the volume up high so the neighbors can get this fire. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's time for the show. Authentic, inspiring, changing the culture, and normalizing kindness. The revolution is now. With your neighborhood counterculturist, it's the Counterculture Show.
Please welcome.
With your host, Al the Great.
What's up, beautiful people? What is up, my Coffee and Collaborations family? I am your host, Al the Great, your neighborhood counterculturist, and I am on a mission to change hearts. That is what this show is all about. We have made shame and cruelty so mainstream that when people are nice to each other, like, we're surprised by that. So the Counterculture Show is here to present a counterculture, of course. Good Steward Apparel, which I am one of the owners of, is also here to just light that fire to inspire change. And the United Front Worldwide, if you are not a part of the United Front Worldwide already, go ahead and join, is building that counterculture between multiple organizations, collaborations with the goal of eradicating inhumanity and normalizing kindness. So I am so happy that you guys came on to join me and just make my Monday just a little bit more special. I hope you know yours is going to be good too. But let me know how you're doing. Say hi. Let me know how you're doing in the chat. And if you have not shared already, like, what are you waiting on? Like, don't be the only one to get this fire. Like, share with your cousin, your mama, whoever you want to share with. Let them get this fire too. And it's all about the fire, no smoke. I do have a special guest with me today, and I'm going to introduce him in a minute. But like, how has your week been, everybody? I know everybody dreads Mondays, but let's change the culture about Mondays. Mondays is that forgotten child. Let's make Mondays lively again. Mondays are for new opportunities. It's the beginning of your week, and that's really changed the way that we feel about how we feel about Mondays. And we're going to start that with here on the Counterculture Show. So just a few show notes before I get into and introduce my special guest. Again, if you've heard me talk about this already, I'm going to tell you again, probably every time until it's time for Counterculture Week. Get your tickets for Counterculture Week. Get your tickets for the Counterculture Fashion Show. If you want to stream in person, let me make sure to bring up this link so I can make sure that you get your tickets. So the link up here, this is for the Counterculture Fashion Show. This is for in-person tickets. Like, I'm telling you guys, I am really going hard about changing this culture. So we can do it through fashion. Fashion is an awesome vehicle to be able to do that. So make sure to get your tickets. If you want to stream it, if you have not seen, if you want to be a part of Counterculture Week, May 23rd to the 29th, please go to this link. It is going to be, on Facebook. We're going to be streaming across several different platforms, several different brands, organizations, different shows. Like, I want you to be a part of the discussion. So make sure that you are here for Counterculture Week. All right. That's it for the show notes. So let me introduce my special guest. Let me bring him in here. Mr. Fred Poteat of SYBI Music. I knew I was going to do it. Tell me again what it is.
It is SYBI Music.
SYBI. Look, I'm telling you guys, it is like it sounds just the way it's spelled. And you know how it's Monday. You know how your brain makes stuff ultra complicated sometimes. And my brain just decided it was gonna make this complicated.
It's okay.
But tell the people about yourself, man.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, Al the Great, thank you so much for having me on your awesome show. It's definitely an honor and pleasure to be on here. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. I know you could be anywhere else in the world doing anything else. My name is Fred Poteat. I am the owner and CEO of SYBI Music. Basically, SYBI Music is a hip hop R&B style music company derived around praising the Lord Jesus Christ as our Savior and unification of, his children, which is us. It's just awesome to be able to be on here on the Counterculture, because I truly believe that if Jesus was right here, right now, he would definitely be a counterculture. and I feel like I am. So thank you so much again for the opportunity, sir. Not just doing music, but we also have SYBI Sports, where we train youth pretty much of all ages in skills, drills, training to improve, helping them to improve their strength, speed, and agility. We also have SYBI Gear, which is our clothing apparel. This is actually one of my shirts right here, Christ Love Strong. And we also have a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization geared to helping our communities.
I love it, man. I love it. I tell people all the time, Jesus was the first counterculturalist. And the counterculture is all about, going against the grain of this, and it's, if you ever think about culture is something that's small. Culture is not sometimes vindictive of our whole society, but the loudest voices, take up the most space. I'm telling you. And right now, it seems like the loudest voices right now are just pushing this shame and cruelty. That's what I've seen. And this is God has put me on this mission to present something different. Yeah. But one of the things I love when the way we look back on Jesus now and how Jesus actually was during the time if you read the Bible can be very different. But Jesus sat with people that other people said were not worthy. He sat, he spent time with the tax collector, spent time with the prostitutes, everybody. Like right. There was nobody that was unworthy of his attention.
Absolutely.
And that is one of the things that, I'm definitely, want to push forward for us, for all of us. Like, what would it be if all of us saw each other like God does? Like saw potential and not a burden, not like, somebody, you see somebody who is homeless, you see them as a burden to society, but God sees that potential.
Right.
But I could go on and on about that, man. But that is like, I am passionate about that.
Yeah, I am too, man.
All right. So, and like I said before, if you guys have not shared already, please go ahead and share. I'm looking at multiple screens over here. So today's show, we're going to be talking about a culture of self-sabotage. This has been something that, is also kind of passionate for me, something that, because I feel like all of us sabotage ourselves, whether we know it or not. I feel like we give the devil too much credit.
Yeah.
and me and you talked about this the other day, like, with, talking about the show, we give the devil so much credit. And I had this revelation, some time ago that the devil is not omnipresent.
It's not.
God is omnipresent, but the devil is not omnipresent. We also know, if you read in the Bible, that only a small portion of the angels went with the devil, out of heaven.
Right.
Right. But we give him so much credit. Like he is not as powerful. He's the underdog. Like if we really think about it, this is the ultimate underdog story. He is the underdog. We give him so much power. He doesn't have the numbers, doesn't have the power as like God does, but we give him credit for everything. Everything is the devil. That dang devil.
Yeah.
So that is part of the premise that really led me to talk about this, this culture of self-sabotage.
Absolutely, man. As soon as you said that, I just started laughing because I know I did it to myself. And if everybody keeping it 100, they'll tell the truth on that one. I mean, it be times where you know that you should be going to get those health checkups. Your body a little stiff. Heart racing a little bit more than what it was. Maybe you're sweating a little bit more than usual. But you keep ignoring it, right? Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
But then soon as you get stricken by something, have you in the hospital, oh man, that devil trying to attack me. Well, if that was the case, man, God was definitely sending you some warning so you could have stepped out there and go get some help beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
But that is what happens all the time, man. And some of the things, and we're gonna talk about this more because I got a couple points that we're gonna go over
sir.
To keep us, to keep this conversation a little structured. I got a couple points. But this is like, how do you guys feel watching this? Like, is that something that you feel like are you part of that culture of self-sabotage? Are you sabotaging yourself? Have you seen? I know you've seen other people sabotage themselves. I know this is definitely not something new because we've all seen that. But have you seen this culture of self-sabotage? One of the things that I really like I really love, I know we're trying to cancel Will Smith right now, and that's the whole nother show on his own right there. Yeah. And I'm so tired of hearing about the slap and Slapgate and everything else, but that's a whole nother conversation. But along with I love Will Smith as an actor, but I also love Will Smith as a motivational artist or speaker or whatever you want to call him.
I agree.
And one of the things that pops up on my phone, and it's funny because my daughter, my oldest daughter is always in everything, but she, nothing gets past her. But one of the things that pops up on my phone at certain parts of the day is it's an alert, and it's don't kick yourself in the balls. And my daughter was asking me, like, what does that mean, Dad? What does that mean? So I had to explain that to her. It's an interesting conversation, man.
I bet.
So Will Smith has this, it's one of my favorite videos that he does, but he has this video where he's talking about, essentially self-sabotage. Like, you're on a diet, but you go and eat all this pizza and you go do all this stuff. Like, you working hard, putting this work in, but you gonna go eat this pizza and eat that, eat this and eat that. You gonna kick yourself in the balls? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what he's talking about. Like, we do it so often. You are down to your tank is on E, and you push it.
I'm gonna make it.
You look, and I think they said when that light comes on, I think most cars you got like 20 miles.
20 miles, yeah.
Yeah. So you pushing it, and you end up running out of gas, and then you like, call that doggone devil.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the devil. You kicked yourself in the balls. That's what happened.
Right. Fact.
So that's the other thing that kind of really makes me think about this whole culture of self-sabotage, man. We do it so much.
Yeah, man. So
let's get into these points, though. Did you have anything to say before we get into these points?
No, I'm good, man. I'm enjoying this.
And in the comments, let me know how y'all feel. Let me know what y'all doing. Are you self-sabotaging yourself? What are you doing to self-sabotage yourself? Because it's not a question if you are. I promise you, it's not a question of if. It is what are you doing to self-sabotage yourself? Because a lot of times we feel like, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God to bring this or bring that. God is waiting on you.
Yeah, man.
All right. So first point. So faith over feelings. We are right now in our culture, definitely with social media, we are consumed with this pleasure. It's like pleasure 24/7. Distractions, everything must be pleasure. And we've gotten so conditioned to it that anything that is a little uncomfortable, we perceive it as an attack. Somebody gives you some feedback, especially on social media. And I talked about this a little bit last year about, that ride or die type of culture. But anything that is a little bit uncomfortable, we perceive that as some type of attack.
Some type of hating. Yeah, they hating on me.
Yeah. So have you seen that before?
Absolutely, man. See it every day. You have an example of, let's just say, the friend that's trying to tell the young lady that she's in a toxic relationship. You know what I mean? And she's really telling her out of love, like, yo, this cat, man, he using you or he abusing you or this. But she might say, oh, well, she hating on me because she ain't got no man. Or whatever. What can she tell me? She don't have a man, or she just don't want to see me happy. And that's not what it is, man. It's just, God might be speaking through her to try to help you get out of a situation.
That sounds like the words of a mama. I know, ladies, I know y'all mama, fellas, I know your mama done told you something, you that girl ain't no good. Then you find out the hard way. And like we perceive that as an attack, because it's something that we don't want to hear. Yeah, man. But like I said, in this culture, man, and if we just break it down to just endorphins, we know we have these good endorphins, these bad endorphins, and we like that pleasurable feeling. Even going through Facebook and going through Twitter and kind of all these spaces, that like button, like that is just like it's like a drug. Like it is giving you more of that hormone, and we've seen what people would do for that like button. We've seen it. We've seen the crate challenge. We've seen the cinnamon challenge.
What was the one? Lady then burnt herself up. I forget what it was, but she did something to the degree of pouring some alcohol on it and setting herself on fire. I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
Yes.
Just for a like, man.
Just for that like. But the interesting thing about, faith, and we know that faith is something that is, it is something that's unseen. It is something, and a lot of times people I don't like when people say faith is blind. Yeah. Because faith is not blind. I don't feel it's blind.
You feel it.
Because you believe, like if you feel the wind, you know that's the wind because you felt it before. Just like on, with your faith, if God has told you something, you believe it because he's been there in the past, or you've seen them be there for somebody else, or you've seen, like, you have the facts that you need, to believe whatever it is that you're going to believe. But the thing about our feelings, man, feelings get in the way as humans. Like men, women, everybody, we are some emotional creatures, man. And God can tell you something. I'll give you an example. I used to do this nurturing your seed course with my consultant agency, and it was something that God gave to me, and I heard so many stories that was just like mine. God gave me this vision for Good Steward Apparel. And I was up in the clouds, man. I was up in the clouds. I was on fire. Like I was ready.
Yeah.
Show me what the mountaintop, what it was going to be, all these things. And then those feelings start getting in there. You start thinking about your bank account.
Yeah.
You start thinking about, what other people going to say, what other people going to do, who going to support you. And even if, God tells you to go do something little, and if it doesn't work out the way that you want, or if you're having a bad day, you start questioning everything. Maybe God won't saying what I thought he was saying. Maybe that was, that pizza I ate at 12 o'clock, whatever it is.
Boy, you preaching, boy.
But we are some emotional creatures, man. What do you think?
I think you own it, man. Spot on, man. I mean, if I just take a second here to talk about me personally, that's what I like to do, talk about me, right? I don't want to, point the finger nowhere else. I talk about me. God told me to start a mission of doing this Christian hip hop. And at first I'm like, okay, I know I have a talent in making music and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have so much support, right? Coming through and next thing you know, it's not the results are not really what you expecting. And so then you start to question, man, was I really told that, or this and that? Yeah, you've been really told that. But at the end of the day, what I had to see was stop trying. Don't look for man's gratification. Don't look for man to celebrate you. You know what I'm saying? You do the will of the Lord. You be faithful over small. He gonna bless you over that large. You know what I'm saying? But I did have to go through that period, man. And so that's why I'm like, yo, I'm with you 100% on that statement.
Yes, man, and I would believe I can believe a lot of other people would feel the exact same way, whether we are admitting it to ourselves or not. Like I feel like a lot of people would feel the exact same way, you know, and that's what we're here to do for the show. Give you all that fire without the smoke. I'm not trying to shame anybody, make anybody feel bad, but y'all need to come get this fire. Get this fire.
Absolutely.
All right, so next point, and we're gonna move right along.
Yes, sir.
I am in a after we finish this next point, I want to give somebody an opportunity to call in and let us know how you think about what we're talking about. You know, is this something that you have experienced? If you have any questions for Fred, questions for me, let me know. This is a new feature, so we praying, we sending them prayers up. That's gonna work.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna see. All right, so microwave effect is this other thing, and I know we see this a lot. You know, you hear the older generation talking to the younger generation. This whole microwave effect.
Yes, sir.
We only value something when we're putting numbers on the board. You know, the preparatory or the practice phase, we kind of rush through that. You know, somebody practicing to be a ball player. If they haven't got to that level yet, we don't really give them that credit, or they don't really have that value, but they have that value when they put them numbers on the board. You know, that's what this whole thing of overnight success, nobody is overnight success. That overnight success that you perceive was like 20 years in the making, like they've been putting this work in. But we have this microwave effect. Like if it doesn't happen immediately, we get distracted. We don't think it has enough value. Like even when we're praying for something, like if it doesn't happen on our timing, like it's not gonna happen. What do you think, man?
Absolutely, man. That's what I call embracing the diamond process. Like that diamond is ugly when they first find it, right? But when it goes through that fire, it comes out as one of the most brilliant stones, man, that everybody is seeking for, right? Wants this thing, man. And so what I would like to say is that going through those processes, it prepares one for long-term success. And you said it, typically the younger generation, they want that overnight success. And I can relate it to my corporate job, which I work for a wireless carrier, and I go around and I train, sales reps. And one of the things that I saw in the sales field was that no one wanted to build. They didn't want to take just those few little minutes in the beginning stages of the process to talk to a customer, find out about that customer so that they can recommend the correct products and provide a total solution for a customer. And better yet, to create a long-lasting relationship. All they cared about was, okay, boom, we said this iPhone, we said the Samsung, hey, boom, out the door, I sold a phone, and that was it. Or I sold a tablet, and that was it. But when you take that little time, even before that, when you take a little bit more time to know more of your products, you take a little bit more time on training yourself so that you could be able to explain it and articulate it and do those things. And then when you get the opportunity to talk to a customer, man, those people, like us, we all are customers. We want someone that's experienced and tenured to be able to ask those questions and feel comfortable at what they're giving is the correct thing. So you want to, if I buy a car from this person, I'm gonna go back each time. And when they leave or something like that, I'm like, man, where's my guy? Where's my guy? Because we built this trust. And those people also bring in referrals. They bring in more money than just the money that you just made for that one particular sale out the door. And then also that time, man, the time that they should spend, it's going to help them to sharpen and perfect their craft, man, their talents. Before I go into a studio to record a song, I rehearse that song probably thousands of times before I go in there, because I don't want to waste money going into the studio to write a song when I can do that here. I can put in my work now. And then with the finished product that you guys get, when you say, man, they in there, man, with a lot of energy and a lot of passion, those were the nights and long hours that we put in leading up to that to make it sound the way it sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like you said, that diamond effect. You know, people don't want to go through that pressure. That pressure that causes, you know, that diamond. I heard a pastor say one time, you know, sometimes people think that you being buried when you're really being planted. And people don't, you know, it's the same process. But people think like they think this, you know, that everything is the world is caving in and I just can't do it because it's not happening on my timing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's deep. Buried, but you're really being planted.
Yes, man. When I heard it, I don't even remember. I wish I could remember and give them credit. this is not, you know, this didn't come from my brain. Yeah. Somebody else gets the credit for that, man. But it was very, very deep, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, looking at this other one. And look, you guys, look, try this out. Try this, you know, this new feature out. And y'all don't be scared now. I know y'all look.
Call in. I want to hear what they got to say.
I know y'all call into these shows. And look, we're giving you the opportunity to be a part of the show. We want to hear what you got to say. So this is the number. The way, you know, if you call in, everybody else will be able to hear you. You know, it'll be a live feed. And it's first come, whoever grabs it, you know, grabs it. But we want to hear what you guys want to know, how you feel, you know, and some of the things that we talked about is that faith over feelings, that microwave effect. You know, how have these things, this type of culture, affected you? Have you seen it with other people? Mm-hmm. All right, so looking at this other one, and this is one of the ones that I feel like it is very. You have this contradicting cultures of one that is like butting against each other, and they are very much on opposite ends. Okay, very much. It is that whole idea of personal responsibility. You know, we've been hearing about bootstrapping. People who use bootstrapping, you know, they still use it. They've been using that forever. That idea, but that contradicting culture is with us having to, you know, this one side where you feel like I need to do everything. If I don't do everything, that means I didn't do it on my own. That means I'm not independent. You know, if I don't do everything, and you don't want to accept anybody's help. But then you have that other side, that whole other opposite side, and it's crazy how these two cultures can coexist, and they just banging together. That other side is not accepting responsibility for your own growth, your own success, and your own maturity. So you got one side, you know, I need to do it all on my own. Especially, you know, you see this in another show of Coffee and Collaborations. We talked about this with women. You know, I need to do this all on my own. And then you got this other side. I don't take, you know, you're not taking responsibility for your own growth. Somebody needs to give me something, you know, somebody needs to, you know, to hand me something so I can get to that next level. But before you jump in, Fred, I want to play this promo right quick. And this is from JSG Films, and this is all about, you know, United Front. I'm telling you guys, if you have not joined United Front Worldwide, that's the only way we're going to do this is together.
Absolutely.
We have to, this culture is going in the wrong direction. Like, we are categorized as human beings by our kindness. That is what is supposed to separate us from animals. We are going in the wrong direction. So that is the only way we're going to change this. So I'm gonna pull up this promo, you know, all about United Front Worldwide, the Counterculture Week, and the Counterculture Fashion Show. And we'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Audio.
Why is my audio playing?
Okay, there we go. I heard it at first. It started, then it stopped.
All right, let me figure out what's going on. I'm going to try this again.
Okay.
You know, technology. Look, we throughout COVID time, we've gotten accustomed to this technology, but still things will go wrong. And I promise you, I tested this out before.
Right. Right.
All right, you guys bear with me. But in the chat, let me know how you guys are feeling about the things that we've talked about so far. All right, I'm gonna have to give up on that. All right, so if you want to see that played, I'm going to release that on United Front Worldwide. I'm going to be. Let me bring up this so you guys know where to go. But I'm going to be releasing that promo. So thankful to JHG Films. You know, John Guest is the owner. You know, helping us with this. They are also part of United Front Worldwide. You know, it is about multiple organizations. You know, multiple brands. All of us coming together to do this work because we got to put this work in. So go there, get your tickets. You know, go and watch out for that promo. And if you are looking for somebody to do a promo, make sure you reach out to JFG Films. All right, so we left off on that personal responsibility, man. That personal responsibility. How do you feel about that? Have you observed, you know, those different cultures that are just like butting heads against each other?
Yeah, man, absolutely. So the first point, you know, being that you know, I always try to base things, of course, you know, from a Bible standpoint, and for a person that's talking about is just, you know, an individual minded, you know, person. I mean, from biblically, that's not really how it's supposed to be, right? Because there are many members in the body of Christ, and each one serves his own purpose. Like I had posted, you know, the other day. Like we all have our own gifts and talents, but the question is, are you using yours? So, and everything that I see as far as being a successful person in the sense they need a team. Like, I mean, if we use a Bill Gates, I mean, yeah, he might be the brains behind that software, but he needs people to develop the chip. He needs people to handle the accounting. He needs people to handle the marketing. He needs people to go out to sell the product, you know what I'm saying? So he's not doing every piece of the game, you know, to just comment off of that side. But yeah, and then the personal responsibility for like growth and change and success and maturity. Like, I'm like, okay, you know, success is like it equals sacrifice, focus, and discipline, right? Like we can be more knowledgeable if we read more, but we'd rather choose to watch the TV. And I'm guilty of that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, we can be in better shape, but we'll choose to, you know, eat what we eat, sit down, whatever, versus, you know, going for a walk or, you know, going for a run or going to hit the gym. You also the ability to adapt versus complaining. So like in the job force, you know, when you hungry and you trying to search for a job, you know, you're trying to get one, you don't get selected. You know, a person may say, "Oh man, they don't hire me for whatever reason," and then when they get that opportunity, they go in hungry. They start off initially, but then after the fact, they start listening to the distractions, and then as those distractions come in, you know, distractions can be maybe it's a little bit longer hours, maybe you know, it's a little bit more work responsibility, maybe it's you know, peers or whatever have you. The ability to be able to adapt, man, as opposed to just complaining, oh man, there's this job, but that job is actually giving you it's supplying a living for you to be able to take care of those things that you like to do. On the maturity side, I would just say that, understanding a loss is not really a loss unless it happens twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think that our culture thinks that, oh man, you can't get it wrong sometimes. There ain't nothing wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with getting it wrong one time. But
that's part of the process.
Absolutely, it's part of the process. So a loss is really, it equals lessons. So if you learn your lessons, then you could actually cut out your losses. You know what I'm saying? So just at the end of the day, success equals sacrifice, focus, and discipline, man.
And man, look, that man then gave y'all, look, he gave you the equation. He gave you the equation for success. One of the things that I love that Denzel Washington said, you guys can see that I consume a lot of motivational content.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, I consume a lot of content. Look, I need it all. I need all the fire I can get so I can put out that fire, so I can give other people that fire. I need it all, man.
Yes, sir.
But one of the things that Denzel Washington said in the video is that in order to get to that point of success, and I'm paraphrasing, he said it much better than me. In order to get to that point of success, you have to go to failure. Like, if you don't go to failure, you really not trying hard enough. Like, when you working out in the gym, like, you have to get near failure to get stronger. Like, for those muscles to grow, it's the same process with everything. Like Fred said earlier, that diamond process, that refining process, and a lot of us just not willing to go through it. It goes back to that thing that we said, that faith over feelings, that things need to be pleasurable. Like, if we're going through a period of discomfort, we think that we're going down the wrong road.
Right.
They say, no, this ain't God. This is not God. This is the devil. like I know you haven't heard people say it before. This is the devil. You go through, and if we think about our brains, for a moment, like, our brains want to save energy. They want to save energy. They want to be comfortable. When you're operating in your comfort, that is when your brain saves the most energy, because it is something that it has done before. It's routine. Like, it can do it, like, without any problem. But when you go outside of that comfort zone and try to do something new, like, it takes more energy. And it's going to be a certain period of time that your brain is going to be like, no, your brain's going to rebel from you. Like, no, this ain't right. This ain't right. We going down the wrong road. Like, turn around.
Yep. Fact.
Like, it's like that GPS, turn around. But you have to have that period of discomfort in order, like you said, to have that refining process.
Yes, sir. Hey, man. Right. Hey, this show right here should be live streamed everywhere, man.
Look, let's make it happen, people. Let's make it happen.
See, look, then that's something else too, right? I mean, make sure I say this right. We quit. And I ain't talking about nobody on here, right? I don't know any people on here, but I'm just saying, we as a culture, we be quick to share the negative stuff, man. You know what I mean? A fight, or murder, or some slander, or matter of fact, Will Smith smacking Chris Rock.
That's been talked about to death.
You know what I'm saying? But yet, you know what I'm saying? There be people out here like yourself, man, that's out here trying to, give folks jewels and diamonds, man, to help them to progress, man, and help their families and help their businesses or whatever. And people just be like, you know what I mean?
Nah, this is this is the year of the counterculture.
Absolutely.
Everybody gonna get this fire.
Sir.
It's gonna be united front worldwide counterculture. Like, everybody gonna get this fire, and we gonna make some changes.
Yes,
like, we are at a fork in the road where we can go back to and go backwards, or we can move forward, and we gonna move forward.
Yes, sir. And I
like God has put some people in place, and we're gonna make this thing happen. You too, Fred. Like all of us, we're gonna make this thing happen.
Sure. Form like Voltron, domination through collaboration, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
I will tell you, you definitely have my pledge. Successful young blessed individuals, we will be partnering with you. We will be part of the counterculture, baby. United front.
Love it, man.
Let's go.
All right, let's try this video again. Look,
yes,
in the chat, did y'all throw up them prayers? Like I ain't see no praying hands. Look, I hope y'all didn't throw up them prayers to make this video work. Look, somebody reach out to StreamYard.
Audio.
All right, we're gonna try to load this thing up one more time. Look, I'm telling you, it ain't working. It ain't working because y'all ain't throwing them prayers, man. Y'all playing around. They ain't throwing them prayers.
I am Al the Great, your neighborhood counterculturalist, and I am one of the designers and owners of Good Steward Apparel Brands, who is the initiative of United Front Worldwide. We are a collaborative with multi-organizations, brands, companies, you name it, to come together to build this counterculture to eradicate inhumanity and normalize kindness, because that's what it's all about. Because everybody feels like they can diagnose what's wrong with the culture. But I say that we have a heart problem. The real thing that we need to change is the heart of humanity. So if we are mainstreaming cruelty and shame, then are we going to become humans without humanity? I feel like the only way that we can stop that is with a counterculture. It is an initiative and something we're launching with United Front Worldwide, all of us coming together, eradicating inhumanity and normalizing kindness. The theme behind Counterculture Week is Kwanzaa 365. If we followed the principles of Kwanzaa every day, like where would we be as a culture? Where would we be as a community? I am inviting you to, be a part of the counterculture, be a part of the conversations. So go to United Front Worldwide on the Good Steward Apparel page. It is a tab. Click on there. You'll be able to get, tickets for in-person tickets for the fashion show, the Counterculture Fashion Show. If you want to also be a part of Counterculture Week, look for us at Good Steward Apparel on Facebook. Go to our events, and you'll see Counterculture Week. Join United Front Worldwide Facebook group. That is where everything is going to meet, because this is truly a collaboration between different shows and YouTube shows, different brands, different companies. Like it is a plethora of information out there, and we want to make sure that you are a part of it, because we feel like that's the only way that we're going to change this culture. We have to present a counterculture.
Yes, sir.
Look at God.
Look at me, baby.
Look at God.
Love strong, baby.
Yeah, I saw that SYBI logo in the part of United Front.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Hey, we are definitely looking for other people to join United Front Worldwide. We want you to take the pledge. The pledge is just the start. While we are in a culture where everybody might not keep their word. It is not as important to keep your word, but taking this pledge, and you see organizations that take this pledge, you can hold somebody accountable for what they say they're going to do. And that is what this pledge is, that is part of it. Like, we need to present that counterculture. Like, if we don't change things, we are going to become humans without humanity. And that is not what God intended. So go to that site, look at this link. If you look on Good Steward Apparel, you guys saw you go to the United Front tab, you're going to see that pledge, download it, put it up in your organization, whatever you got to do. Like, let's post, share, whatever we got to do, and let's make sure let's build this counterculture.
Yes, sir.
All right, as we end, man, I appreciate you coming to hang out with me, man, and chopping it up with me. What you got for the people? What parting words do you have for the people?
Man, all I'm gonna tell y'all is keep God first in it, man. Keep Him first in it. Remember the keys to success we talked about. Sacrifice, focus, discipline. Let's be a part of the counterculture and let's change this thing. Domination through collaboration. Also, if you do want to, support a brother in his ministry, Successful Young Blessed Individuals, SYBI music.com. Please go check us out. We on all streaming platforms, iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, whatever it is that you use, YouTube. The latest album is Good Fruit Volume 1. From what everybody's telling me, is pretty dope. So praise the Lord for that. And we got plenty more coming. I just thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on this show, man. I really enjoyed this, man. This was awesome, man. This was really awesome. So anytime that I can help serve, anytime my organization can help serve, just let us know, my friend.
Love it, man. Look, and that's one of the things, man. I'm getting used to accepting help too.
Yes, sir.
We can't change this culture on our own, man. And if you try to do most things on your own, you end up pulling out your hair and going bald. And I want to keep all my hair. I want to keep all of it. I need to keep all this hair. Look,
yes, sir.
And no telling what color it might be next time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of the Counterculture Show. I am your host, Al the Great, and I want to tell you that, and I know sometimes it gets lost. Sometimes we get so concerned about the things that are going on in the world that we forget. I think you're great. God thinks you're great. So just walk in that greatness. Pick yourself up and walk in that greatness. Don't let this culture tell you that you are not worthy enough. You are great. God does not create duds. It is greatness all the time, 100%. So all you got to do is walk in it. I will see you next time. Join me next Monday.
Absolutely.
This has been a Coffee and Collaborations media production.